In a few moments, I want to play a little clip. I was basically weeping at like 2 o'clock in the morning this weekend when I saw this celebrity who had adopted this dog and the story about it. I mean, it was not worse. It was more emotional in a beautiful way than those Sarah McLachlan, one eye, in the arms of an angel. Like, that dog's got one eye. Sit, call. More than that, I was just so affected by it. So
you're happy weeping.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Because those other ones, it's like sad, but then by the time you call and give them money, you're a little happier. And then like 30 minutes later, you forget about it. So a few minutes, we'll get to that. Okay, first, the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
You do not need more willpower to lose weight. All you need is more sleep. Scientists found that people who increased their sleep time from 6 hours to over 7 consumed about 400 fewer calories during the day. That was without even trying to eat less. It just happened naturally in the majority of the people because it's all hormones. If you are lacking rest, sleep, you have deficiencies in certain things, sometimes you just need sugar. Your body tells you to do this to replace. And so by that time you've eaten a bunch. I know if I'm exhausted, I'll just eat stuff. It's like some weird way to fuel myself through exhaustion. But that makes sense. And if you sleep more, your hormones are more imbalanced and you're not just chasing food for the simple, I need a quick pep up. Never really thought about that.
Now we just need willpower to sleep.
I don't know if willpower makes you sleep.
Well, no, it's like sometimes
I have a lot of willpower and I struggle sleeping.
Oh, yeah, true. But I mean, some people don't have the willpower or discipline to be like, okay, I need to get this done and set my alarm, and this is when I'm actually going to get in my bed and not watch TV or scroll on Instagram or.
We watched last night for about 45 minutes. We've been watching it for like the last 4 or 5 nights. Fantasy Factory.
Ooh, what's that?
Rob Dyrdek. What's it called?
Mm-mm. No, what that is.
Is it called Fantasy Factory? It's old. It's from like 2001.
Fantasy Factory?
I never watched Rob Dyrdek or Big and Rob or, Rob and Big, whatever their names are. I never watched any of that because it was on MTV. And it's like Caitlin's favorite show. It's so funny.
Oh, that's what she was watching on the plane. Got it.
Oh, she was?
Yes, got it.
And she's like, hey, do you want to watch some Fantasy Factory with me? And I was like, yeah, what's that? So it was Rob Dyrdek.
It's funny?
I don't know anything about the guy. Hilarious. I want to be his friend. And this is 10 years ago. 10 years ago, is he still alive?
Yes.
Yeah, he does ridiculousness now.
That's all
they
that's
did
on
a whole
MTV.
episode of him getting that show. Whoever Rob Dyrdek is, skateboarder or extreme games guy?
A skater.
Awesome. I want to be his friend.
He's awesome.
10 years ago, I want to be his friend. I don't know what it's up to now. And there's a girl on there named Chanel West Coast.
Yeah, there he is.
It's my favorite name of anybody I've ever heard of my whole life. I don't even know much about her, but her name is Chanel West Coast and she works there. And I told Caitlin that's my favorite name. Like, is she alive? I don't know, but her name's awesome. So, and then I saw that Big died.
Yeah, Big's dead.
Oh.
Spoiler.
Oh, man.
Nobody even told me. I was Googling stuff last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christopher Big Black Boykin died in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Anyway, it's a funny show. It's old, I know, but
Where do you watch it?
On Amazon. Where else?
Okay.
Where I watched Rope. Where I watch anything that's old, yeah. But we've been watching a lot of that. But he had a heart attack. Big Black did. Dang. That show's funny, though. They were doing a thing where they brought Rob Dyrdek's mom in to do a commercial. And they were doing a commercial for a prepaid card so parents could make sure their kids can learn how to use a credit card. I love that I'm explaining an episode from 2001.
So old.
But so she comes in and it's so funny because she doesn't do television, and he's just so like motivating and positive toward her. And then after they finish the commercial, he has a red carpet set up, and then Fabio shows up because that's her crush. It's so funny. Anyway, moving on. I don't care if you watch it or not. Okay. Anyway, lose weight, sleep more. The longer you've been dating, the more likely the chances you'll get married. That's what most people feel. And I understand that because you think if we're together a long time, they're figuring out through time. If we can get through hard things, easy things, fun things, will we still have a bond after 2, 3, 4 years? But that is not actually true when it comes to men. The study found that women tend to believe the more time invested into a relationship, the higher chances that it will eventually result in marriage. But researchers found that men know whether or not they want to marry somebody within the first year.
Wow.
Like the end. And if they don't feel it by then, chances are they probably aren't going to do it unless the one pressures them to do it.
I feel like we should go to our resident, we dated our girls forever till we got married, Eddie and Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And I believe you both got the old poop or get off the pot speech, right?
We did. But I mean, I was in love like immediately, and we dated, and I thought it was great. I never thought about marriage, like ever. I thought we were perfect for each other, but until she said, "Are we ever going to get married?" That's when I was like, "Oh man, I didn't think about that."
So, but in the first year, you're like, oh yeah, I love.
For
It
sure.
sounds like a story that's easy to tell now.
Yeah.
But then it was what?
I don't know then. But you were together for how long?
6 years.
And then she said what to you?
Hey, if you're not going to ask me to get married, I'm going to move on. Like it's time to
I
just
love that about her.
break up.
Raymundo, what happened with you guys?
With us, I mean, marriage was just, I didn't feel like signing contracts and documents and having a wedding. And it just seems like a lot of stuff. Why not just date? But then she explained to me people are supposed to get married in life. So then I decided to do it.
But you were also very adult.
Yeah, I was. But this show keeps you a kid, honestly.
She explained to me.
I kept thinking it was like the 27-year-old version of me, but I kept getting older on this show. I didn't realize that.
You think this show caused you to not want to get married?
Yeah.
Because of the crazy life you lived?
Yeah. I mean, my original purpose on the show was I was the single guy doing crazy stuff, dating girls.
That wasn't a role. That's just who you were.
I know. It was tough to get out of that, though.
No, but we didn't say you have to do this. You were just that.
Correct. You didn't say that.
Yeah.
But in my head, I kind of thought I had to.
But you weren't the single guy dating girls. You were dating her for 6 years.
Yeah.
So you weren't the single guy dating girls.
Right, I'm talking way back, but then I got here, I got in a relationship, and so then I started getting serious, but I mean, it just takes time. That's why it was 6 years later. My wedding hashtag, it took 6 years.
And she matched on Tinder with your old roommate?
Correct. We were all friends at first and then started dating seriously.
Did she go out with your old roommate ever?
She did, but I was there too, so.
It
was a group date.
Did they
Because
ever...
he wasn't from town. No, they never kissed, and we all went to bars together.
Got it. Never kissed once?
No.
Would that have been a deal breaker?
He just wanted to Tinder girls so that we could go party with him. We weren't trying to hook up with girls.
Okay.
Wait, isn't that what a Tinder girl?
So at Tinder,
you got on
people just
Tinder and
hang
met
out?
up with girls, and you weren't trying
Just
to hook
a handshake.
up.
No, to meet up with people that had downtown
fellowship, go to church.
No, where we could go hang out. We had nowhere to hang out. Lunch's ghetto in East Nashville was terrible. So I was like, dude, Tinder some chicks and let's go party with them.
Tinder some chicks.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right,
Well, it
we're
worked out.
moving on here. How to tell if the cabin crew has a crush on you? You're in an airplane. You think the flight attendant's getting a little flirty with you?
They never have a crush on you.
Well, here's
They
the,
do.
No, they don't.
For sure.
They're working.
Oh, so you've never had a crush on someone when you work somewhere?
I mean, I don't know. What does it say, Bones?
They're
no way.
working.
There's no
So they
way.
can
An
never
anonymous
crush.
cabin crew member revealed flight attendants have a secret code to secretly reveal their crushes. Every time a cabin crew member spots an attractive passenger, they simply say cheerio.
Cheerio.
That's the word.
Even if it's like an American flight.
Yeah, is this a like foreign airline?
That'd be weird.
That's the word. That's from Daily Mail. Marriage annulled for a woman who never met the groom. Now, this is during COVID and the lockdown. They met over Facebook. They tried to get together. She tried to travel from the United States to Britain to visit him, but they were like, nope, can't come. So they just talked online every night. And then there's a place that you can legally marry couples over Zoom in Utah. So that's what they did. They made their union official in August of 2021. Sadly, it only took a couple of months for the dream to end. They filed for annulment and they got it. At long last, the annulment was finally granted over a year and a half later. They should also have like a penalty time. You cannot get married for another 2 years. You made this dumb decision. I'm going to protect you from making another dumb decision. You now are in the penalty box 2 years before you get married again.
It's like probation.
Yeah. You married someone on the internet without ever meeting them.
Yeah. I mean, they sort of have that, like judges have that when you're state to state, it's different. But when you're getting a divorce, you have a time, if you have kids, where you cannot make that decision. Like you have to go be proactive and do certain things. And they're like, you can't even file or do anything until you have considered this for 90 days.
They make you go on 10 dates and write in your journal about it. 2 stories left. The planned wedding of a Boston couple on hold after the dog ate the groom's passport.
Oh gosh.
They were going to go from Boston and get married in Italy, and they're getting all their stuff together. Their 1.5-year-old golden retriever showed up with a passport in his mouth. Surely, since it's made the news, they can expedite one of those things. But they're like, dog ate the passport. Dog showed up with the passport. That's from NBC Boston. And then a show that I love that maybe you guys didn't watch, I just wanted to mention it, The Peripheral, where they would put on that head thing, and then they would go in, and there was like it got canceled.
Never saw it.
Loved it.
Oh.
It was on Amazon. I couldn't get enough of it. They canceled it not because the show was bad, but because the writer's strike.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, we couldn't even get it on until 2025 now if we started. Bummer. That's from Variety. Did you watch it?
No, but
Well,
I
then
had
thank
on
you
my
for
list.
empathizing. She's like, that sucks.
No,
I was like,
yeah,
wow,
no,
okay,
I
thank
felt
you.
that.
No, I'm going to watch the first one, but also I feel it
Don't
for
watch
them.
the first one. If they're not doing season 2, it just leaves you hanging.
Well, I'll just pretend.
Pretend it
Oh,
create
there's
your
no,
own ending.
There's no point in doing that.
Yeah, there's no point in doing that.
Okay.
All right. Let's play John Party, Your Heart or Mine, Bobby Bones Show. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'd finished my show Friday night in Tampa. Great crowd. Go back to the hotel. My wife and I, she falls asleep. And I'm just on TikTok watching clips. And I watch this one and I'm like almost as in tears. Because it was just so beautiful. And I don't know if it's because I love dogs, so I get dogs fed to me. Or if I love Stevo from Jackass and I get Stevo fed to me. By the way, there's a clip of Stevo. And he's like, hey, he talks about the story when he rescued his dog. He went to another country to climb a mountain. And there were tons of street dogs. Listen to this.
I came to Peru on this crazy mission to learn how to mountain climb, and I wanted to find a street dog to be my companion. So on my first day, I bought a couple bags of dog food, and I went around trying to feed dogs. None of them wanted anything to do with me until I met Wendy. But of course I'm filming this TV show, so I had to go into this building where she wasn't allowed, and I thought I'd never see her again. But later that night, we went out to a restaurant, and when we came out, Wendy appeared with a whole bunch of friendly dogs, and they all wanted love. It was like she told the dogs that I was cool. This just makes me so happy.
So the dogs don't want anything to do with them on the street, like birds, if you're in New York, except for that one dog. And then later on, she shows up with other dogs who wanted to like talk with them and hang out with them. Not talk with them, but get pets.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, you're my dog. And so he sneaks her, well, he tried to sneak her into the hotel they were in.
So she followed us as we walked back to the hotel. When we got to the hotel, I picked her up and snuck her in. But we got busted right away by the dude who runs the hotel.
Dogs are not allowed in the hotel.
What if I pay you a crazy amount of money?
I cannot break the rules.
If we give her a bath and then we bring her down.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That bathwater was disgusting. They set up a tent for me to sleep with her outside.
So that's what he did. He stayed in
Wow.
the tent outside. And I'm like, because like when Stanley or Eller gets sick, I'll just sleep beside their, if they have to be kenneled, so they don't like eat their wound or something, I'll just sleep right beside the kennel. Maybe I'm just feeling it because I'm like, that's what I would do. Like, and maybe I was just a mess because I had a good show and people were so like loving to me. And I do love dogs.
No, that's special.
Is awesome.
I like it.
And so finally he ended up taking her home.
The very next day, I took her to the vet, got her defleed, dewormed, vaccinated with every shot. They even sprayed perfume on her. That's what I'm talking about, girl. And she was just good to go. She's no street dog anymore. I love this dog so much. She's already got a flight to LA. Like that, I'm gonna make her a service animal. I think I'm gonna buy her a ticket on every airplane I ever get on, everywhere I go, for the rest of her life.
It's the 6th anniversary. Wendy's still kicking. It's an awesome
That's
video.
cool.
I don't
love
even know.
that.
I just like.
It makes me want to go
all
home
over Earth.
and hug my dog.
Yeah, it's a really good video.
Yeah.
We have a new football video show that's up today. If you go to bobbybones.com, you can see it. It's called Too Much Access, and we go to the Carolina Panthers to their training camp, and we hang out with Bryce Young, their quarterback, their head football coach, Frank Reich, and like 10-minute episodes. And there's one point of it where I'm holding a football, and I'm just being funny. And Coach Reich used to play for the Buffalo Bills amongst other teams. So he's a head coach, but he's also a big dude, football player, quarterback. And I said, do I look pretty manly holding this ball? And he goes, I don't know, can you hold on to it? And he slaps the ball. And I don't fumble it. I got a grip on this thing. Well, after he slaps it, I'm like, well, that game's over. I let loose. He hits it again. Boom, right in the face. The ball nails me right in the face.
Yeah.
But then I catch it.
Oh.
That's,
Did not fumble
That's
it.
right. And he's like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, no. Look who didn't fumble. So the show is so stupid. But it's really cool if you love football. Carolina Panthers are now, and you can go to bobbybones.com if you want to watch it. The first episode is like 10 minutes. We do a bunch of teams. We got a bunch coming out. We've been traveling.
Yeah, like how often will this release?
We got 4 in the can right now. That's not the butt. Sorry, 4 coming up.
Yeah.
Can also feels like it could be in the butt.
Yeah.
So we don't have
It's
4
not in the butt.
No.
I
People like,
never thought
I'm going
that.
to kick you in the can.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did
no.
not know. I
I don't have
understood.
4 episodes in my butt. We have 4 right now. We have a bunch of schools inviting us to come out. We've only had one school blow us off completely and wanted nothing to do with us. And I'm not going to say who it is, but there's an O in their name.
Oh.
I was leaving it there.
And probably a U too.
No, well, it's any university.
That's what I meant.
Right, yeah, I got you. So, but yeah, it's up. Or you can go over to Too Much Access Bobby Bones on YouTube if you want to watch it. But we're pretty proud of it. It's pretty cool. Parmalee on now, Bobby Bones Show. I'm not saying I agree with that, but I'm saying I felt that. Here's the story. There's a guy, 63. He flies for United. He is facing charges after taking an axe to a wooden parking arm at an employee lot at the Denver airport.
It wasn't opening.
If this thing wouldn't open,
I get it.
you shouldn't do it, but I felt that.
Oh, wow.
I felt that. And I don't think this makes him not level-headed, because the whole story is you depend on someone to make level-headed decisions, like a pilot. No, I depend on them in that situation to be trained to make level-headed decisions.
But where did he get the axe from?
In his car, bro.
Just has one in the trunk.
Who doesn't? A United Airlines pilot's facing charges after he used an axe to attack a wooden parking arm at the Denver airport. When he gets out of his car, he's in black slacks. His shirt's still buttoned up. It's a white button-up shirt, full sleeves, and he goes hard at it. Big, whoo, and it bounces.
Oh, yeah.
And there are other cars coming through the other side because, one opens up here and the other side the cars are coming in. They're just driving through, and there's a guy with an axe. Boing, boing, just nailing it. Kenneth Jones, 63, swings hard for 63. Must have been an athlete when he was younger. Footage is out. He was in an employee parking lot. The parking lot has long lines. That being said, there is not really a line for him to get out at this point because there are cars coming in, but he's just swinging. He grabs the axe out of his trunk, starts chopping. 23 swings. How many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
23, you got it?
How many swings until you knock off the wooden arm?
What? Is anybody curious why he's an axe in the back of his car?
Yeah.
Is that
He
normal?
lives in Colorado.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Everyone in Colorado has an axe in their car?
Absolutely.
Probably.
And everybody in Arkansas
Maybe.
had a shotgun in their truck.
Okay.
You know
Not
what?
everybody.
Most of us.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sure it makes sense, like chopping down things randomly.
Yeah, you never
just
know
in
where you're
case.
going to be and you got to chop down a tree.
Yeah.
I mean, when he chops it down and walks out, it's just, he walks through like, my grandma used to watch this actor named Charles Bronson.
Oh,
He
that
used
dude
to
was
blow
awesome.
stuff up and then walk away from it. He'd be like, all right, that's what you get from messing with the man. Boom! He just walk off slowly. He chops that down and just takes off walking. I think we give this guy a raise. I want this guy flying me. He means business. So yeah, they caught him. They wrestled the axe from him. 2 other employees see him that work in they go and they wrestled the axe. The cops arrested him in a nearby field. He told them, I just hit my breaking point.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I wonder if the cops were like, hey, man, we get it.
Yeah.
But you got
He's
to come
like,
in.
yeah, I don't agree with it, but I get it. And they just held him. That was it. This poor guy couldn't get it.
It happens. See, this is why breath work can come in handy.
No, this is why you keep an axe in your car. That's what I take from it more than like breath work.
Can you not just go through it with your car?
It wouldn't open.
They seem flimsy enough to just
drive through
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Why do you want to hurt your
Damage his
car?
Yeah, you don't want
car.
to dent your
like,
car.
if you went slow, you wouldn't just slowly
know.
break it.
I'm watching the cops arrest him in a field.
It's more therapeutic.
Is
to
he
swing the
resisting?
axe.
Or
No,
is
he walks up and is like, that's showbiz, baby. Take me in. 2 of them, and they're being cool with him. He's still in he swung 23 times, and his shirt's still tucked in.
Wow,
You
that's
got to
good.
admire that. That's a heck of a tuck job. Wow. Was in Tampa this weekend doing my comedically inspirational shows. Love Tampa. This story's not good. 5 people have been killed in Florida after contracting a flesh-eating bacteria in the waters near Tampa Bay.
Oh, man.
It's called Vibrio vulnificus, and it can be contracted through going through warm seawater with open wounds
Oh.
and also eating raw shellfish, particularly oysters.
Oh.
We didn't eat oysters, did we?
I did not.
No, we did not.
I would have.
But we didn't.
Diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, skin infections, bloodstream infections are fatal half the time. The governor of New York's also warned about it. But yeah, this rare flesh-eating bacteria has killed people. That's crazy. You go on vacation and you're like, it's just a wound. Let me go out there. Next thing you know,
It's eating your wound.
I just wouldn't go. If I had a wound, I'm probably not going to get in the ocean.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, I'm thinking wound. Could it be like if you nick yourself shaving? Like if you had a
Yes.
nick on your neck?
I
or
don't know.
You know?
If it is that considered could a small cut be a wound?
I don't know.
think
that's
so.
what
Yeah.
I
I'm
feel like
saying.
it's got to get so. There's got to be like a size to a wound.
I don't know.
Like if I came in, I was like, guys, I wounded myself this morning. You're like,
Yeah.
where were you? Oh, it's through my neck. I'm just shaving. You guys would be like, shut up. That's not a wound.
or maybe they meant any open.
Any
maybe
open
they
spot
just-
on your skin.
I'm just saying the word wound.
That's a good point.
A wound is what you do with a machete.
Maybe it's like Amy's ear. That's a wound, right?
How is your ear, by the way, after surgery?
Well, it's healing well. I'm supposed to go get my stitches out today. Might have to bump to tomorrow because of something, but I'll get them out in the next few days, and then we should be good to go. I don't think I had a 50-50 chance of infection. I didn't get it.
Oh, that's
Your
good.
wound's all good?
My wound's all good.
That Dr. Lucky, I feel like I could be her friend.
Yeah, she's cool.
Didn't she just seem cool?
Yeah, she's
like
cool.
You trusted her. You didn't feel like she was going to take an axe to any sort of arm.
Nope.
She was like good, solid.
But if she did, I'd get it.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't agree with it, but I get it.
That's like Eddie saw her out at football.
I
and
did.
Like, then
You did?
At my
Yeah.
son's football practice, she was walking a trail and like, Dr. Lucky? We talked for like 10 minutes.
yeah.
What'd she say? She goes, I'm not really a doctor. That was a joke.
No,
I came
nope.
up.
She was actually in her scrubs. That's how I recognized her.
That'd be an easy way to recognize
Yeah.
a doctor. Walking in. If I was a doctor, I'd live in scrubs.
Uh-huh.
Dang. You guys can call us if you want. 877-77-BOBBY. Big shout out to Tampa. I hate that that's happening there on the water.
Yeah.
But you guys were amazing to me. Had 2 amazing shows. The theater we were in, it's called the Tampa Theater, is really, really old.
Yes, I was going to say it looked very historic.
Not
cool.
old as in crappy. It actually sounded great. Old as in what they told us, it was the first building to have air conditioning in Tampa, period, ever back in like the 20s, 30s or something.
Wow.
And so Eddie is like walking around in the building.
It seemed ornate.
Yeah. Or
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like Bobby's saying, old, and a lot of times when things were built, carefully crafted, ornate, like theaters had this vibe.
Yeah.
but think of ornate as a root of maybe like ornament.
Oh, okay. It looked like an ornament.
Sure.
Very nice.
Just so you can remember that word. That's how I do it, honestly.
Okay, I'll write that down.
So Eddie goes up and he's like exploring like a kid. He goes, oh my God, I found a room. And there was like a secret hidden dungeon room, but it was up high.
For what?
I don't know.
There was like, how do you say? There were like suit coats hanging. Like somebody maybe lived up there, but they weren't ever there. And there was an organ up there.
Eddie was like, I think the Phantom of the Opera lives here.
That's what it looked
That
like.
was weird. And then everybody that would come in the back, Eddie would take them up there.
You need to see this.
And I was like, you don't even know what's up there. But it was really cool. We had a great weekend. I'll be in Vegas on September 9th. Would love to see you guys if you want to come out there. But BobbyBones.com if you want to get tickets, or BobbyBones.com if you want to watch our new show, Too Much Access with the Carolina Panthers this week. All right, Morgan Wallen on now. Thank you guys for hanging out.